we are. Here we are. If it's not one thing,
Let's try this again.
If it's not one thing, it's another, isn't it? This is some bullshit. Oh, wait. Oh, the music was still going. All right. Yeah, if it's not one thing, it's another, right?
I'm not gonna say nothing to you, Mickey.
I have a checklist of things that I go through before we start each of our streams. And so, okay, I make sure all the things are set up, all the shots, all the equipment, blah, blah, blah. But also, I connect directly to Ethernet, and I restart the internet before.
Don't give your secrets out, man.
Oh, my gosh. And I'm doing this because I know that, like, you're not supposed to do a live stream, a 3-hour live stream for, on Wi-Fi. Like, it's just not, it's not going to last.
We weren't even like 30 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very much not going to last. And, So long story short, I forgot to connect directly to Ethernet, and I forgot to reset the internet. So I screwed us over pretty bad. And that's why the internet was so bad.
We can just wait for everybody to come back.
And here I thought that it was all like just Rico's connection. I thought like, oh wow, Rico needs to fix his internet. And even Rico too. He was like, damn, Spectrum sucks. Like, no, it was our fault. I'm sorry. My bad.
It was all Mickey's fault.
It was all my fault.
All Mickey's fault.
If JB wouldn't have been here late, I would have been
don't put it on me.
I would have been more prepared, but because JB came here late, that's it's his fault. So I'm sorry.
My bad.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope you can accept JB's apologies because it's sad.
I'm sorry.
It's a sad, pathetic apology.
My apologies.
He doesn't deserve your all's forgiveness. So.
I'm Mickey's fall guy. What can I say?
Yeah. Do what you will with them, but I wouldn't trust them going forward.
What?
That sucks. These fucking things don't fucking work. All right. Oh shoot. All right. But like I said, where we left off. Usually we'll say, oh, we have a great show for you, lined up, all this stuff. Well, we don't, okay? But if anything, that makes it more interactive, right? We were saying, okay, what did you bring up before everything got screwed up?
China and Russia.
And do you know what? It's not, let me point this out. It's not even a China and Russia issue.
It's a currency issue.
Well, it is, yeah, like it's an economic issue. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, all right. Here's where we were before everything got all screwed up. Let me see. Do you want to wait a little bit, or do you want to just start it off now? All right, might as well.
Yeah.
Get started. Yeah. Do you truly feel that way, or? What the hell is your problem? All right.
No, let's go.
Okay, let's go. All right, there's a handful of things that I'm incredibly passionate about. Like I said, bidets are one of them. Mm-hmm. Jiu-jitsu is one of them. What was one of the other ones? Oh, yeah, the Bible, Christianity, stuff like that. Like, I'm obsessed with these things. And one other thing that's actually predated all of it, preceded all of these things that I've really been into, is the U.S. economy. Mm-hmm. And why? Because people do not realize that at one point, that dollar that you had represented 4 quarters. And those 4 quarters were actual silver. It was 4 pieces of silver that weighed a certain amount, and those pieces of silver had actual value. At a certain point, we said, okay, it's not going to be like that anymore. These dollars, they don't represent actual pieces of silver. Yeah, they don't represent weighted silver or gold.
They represent paper.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a fiat currency. It's based just on trust of whatever the U.S. economy is, however the U.S. Based on the U.S. economy, however healthy it is. And so that's why what we've done anytime we have some type of economic issue or they want to spend billions of dollars, which they do all the time, they look for excuses to spend billions of dollars, and it's gotten worse in the past 10 years. It's only gotten ridiculously worse because people just don't care anymore. And so what they do is they just print more money. And so when you print more money and it's supposed to be based on something we're actually worth, then now that dollar represents less because we have more pieces of paper than we actually have worth in the US. And that's why when you go to Mexico, if you buy anything, it's like hundreds of pesos for like something small.
Right.
And that's why it's because their currency, all these currencies are fiat currencies, and they water down their own currency, and eventually it gets so bad to where the economy is horrible.
Right.
And okay, so the reason why I'm saying this is because what you were saying about the petrodollar, the Russia, China, all this stuff, the only reason why the U.S. currency has not completely deflated, hasn't completely been destroyed is because of one reason. We made an agreement with Saudi Arabia, I believe. What was it? One of these countries that have a bunch of we made an agreement with a huge oil distributor, world oil distributor. Look, we'll give you some of our military. We'll help you out with this. We'll do all this stuff if you agree to only accept U.S. dollars for payment of oil. So now every country in the world, if they want to buy oil from the Saudis, they need to use U.S. dollars. So now there's a foundation for the U.S. dollar. And that's what's made the U.S. dollar so stable, is that it will always be needed. As long as oil's needed, the U.S. dollar will be needed. And now we're getting to a point to where, and I don't really know much of this story. I just heard about it. Russia, petro. What did I look up previously? Russia, petrodollar. Petrodollar. Now it's gotten to the point where the Saudis are saying, like, look, I don't even think we can accept this anymore. Like, this dollar that you have is kind of becoming worth less and less. We don't even know if I don't know. And it's a political thing too. It's not just China, Saudi Arabia oil, petrodollar, Saudi, China. Is that what I put? Petrodollar, Saudi, China. Okay. So what I've heard is that there's some issues with it to where they might not agree to do this agreement anymore. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm trying to find a video that'll kind of ditch in the dollar for Chinese oils. Oh, okay. All right, let's check it out. I found this one. All right. Oh, yeah. Chrome. All right, I'm sorry. I'm doing all this on the spot. Okay. Let me bring this down here. Man, I hope people are I hope people aren't commenting, and then like otherwise this thing would be all screwed up. Okay. All right, so let's check it out. I really don't know what's going on, so I'm going to be watching this just as much as anybody else watching this.
Early has the Biden administration mismanaged American leadership around the world? Well, here's one very significant indicator. The Saudi Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, reportedly considering accepting Chinese currency instead of U.S. dollars for its oil sales to China. This would be a huge change. For almost 50 years, Saudi Arabia has traded oil exclusively in U.S. dollars, and that has been a massive boon to the United States. According to the Wall Street Journal, which broke the story, the Chinese government is, quote, offering everything you could possibly imagine to the Saudis. What would this mean for the United States? Elbridge Colby is a former Pentagon official. He's also a principal of the Marathon Initiative. We're happy to have him join us tonight. Bridge, thanks so much for coming on. So we didn't want to...
Wait, what's wrong with the audio? Oh, she's saying there's an audio issue. What's wrong with the audio?
You probably can't hear the guy on the video.
Let me call Priscilla. Call her, see what happens.
Should we just call it?
Can we just say it's not going to get any better? All right, hold on. Hey,
Hello.
Priscilla, what's wrong with the audio?
It was just like the desktop audio was on or something. It sounded like double.
Oh, it's on a double. Okay, hold on. Let me play it again. See what happens.
Hello.
Let the story pass. I think it's being ignored by a lot.
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's doubling here. Oh shoot! I know exactly what's going. Damn it! Damn it! Yeah, I forgot to mix minus the USB audio because usually I don't. Yeah, USB mix minus. Ugh.
Okay.
All right,
Well, you
I fixed
figured
it.
it out.
Thank you.
What's up?
Have a good
No
day.
problem.
I love you, honey.
Bye.
What else?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I said love you.
All right,
You
bye.
didn't hear me? Okay. Okay, bye.
Cheater. Bye.
All right, good.
What else does she lie about? All right. Oh, I just realized I left.
Everything.
I left this on the whole time. Yeah, I forgot to mix minus the. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, this is all going to be a shit show from this point on, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all downhill from here.
All right. But, okay, so pretty much that's what he was expecting. Let's play it again. For all the people in the back. What are you eating, JB? What are you eating in the... Bro.
You didn't start it yet.
Who eats in a microphone? Stop it. All right, I'm sorry. I thought you were... Okay. Here we go.
How thoroughly has the Biden administration mismanaged American leadership around the world? Well, here's one very significant indicator. The Saudi Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, reportedly considering accepting Chinese currency instead of U.S. dollars for its oil sales to China. This would be a huge change. For almost 50 years, Saudi Arabia has traded oil exclusively in U.S. dollars, and that has been a massive boon to the United States. According to the Wall Street Journal, which broke this story, the Chinese government is, quote, offering everything you could possibly imagine to the Saudis. What would this mean for the United States? Elbridge Colby is a former Pentagon official. He's also a principal at the Marathon Initiative. We're happy to have him join us tonight. Bridge, thanks so much for coming on. So we didn't want to let this story pass. I think it's being ignored by a lot of people. It seemed like a major story to us. Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
so,
I just
Tucker.
realized.
I think you're right.
I just realized I don't care about this guy. Okay. But no, that's pretty much what yeah, okay. Well, that worked out a lot better than I
Alexi.
expected. Yeah, hey Alexi, how's it going? Oh shit. Fucking this up. All right. Don't listen to what I'm saying, Alexi. I'm sorry, I'm cussing. Okay. But yeah,
Watch your mouth.
that's what's going on. Like pretty much what's making our dollar worth like being so consistent and having value is that it's is that the Saudis have been exclusively using it as a currency. Like,
Yeah.
look, China, we're only going to accept US dollars. So if you want to buy oil from us, you convert it to US dollars and then you buy the oil. And then look, France, look, Germany, look, all these countries, if you want to buy oil from us, you have to convert it to US dollars and then buy from us. And so that's what's giving the American dollar power. That's why that's why the dollar hasn't crashed already. But now China is sweetening the pot. They're saying like, okay, look, we know that that US is giving you this. We'll give you this if you accept our currency, at least from us. So you can still make Germany only purchase in US dollars. You can still make this country only purchase in their currency, but just China, you're going to accept our currency. So that's the differentiating factor, and that's gonna I thought it was something different. I thought eventually the Saudis just weren't going to accept the U.S. dollar. That's what I heard from through the grapevine, and maybe that's the case somewhere else. But based on what he just said right now, it sounds like maybe there's a little bit of hysteria. Like people are saying, like, "Oh, this is the beginning of the end," and maybe it is. And really, as far as right now, there's no need to panic because it's not like this is just one country. And and China's been killing it recently. But
Yeah.
this could be signs to show that, maybe the American economy or the American dollar isn't as strong as it used to be, to where they're willing to make deals with other countries now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything you got to say about that, JB?
No.
And you know, I've been saying that for years. And like I said, that's been something that like I've really made it a point. Is that who gives a shit about? Okay, I'm sorry. Who gives a crap about Social Security? Who gives a crap about Medicaid? Who gives a crap about like free health insurance? Like all of these things that people are asking for. Like get rid of it all, kill it all, kill the school system, kill the Department of Energy, kill all of these government
Save money.
government programs, all this stuff. We should be saving money. We should be getting rid of all this spending. Like literally, the more we kill in the government, whether it's government programs, whether it's government agencies, whatever it is, the more we kill, the better off we'll be once we're dealing with this debt. Because the only way to deal with this debt, there's only one way to deal with it, and it's to go through some pain. And what we've been doing is every presidency, they've been trying to deal with it less and less. Even when Trump was president, he was trying to convince the Federal Reserve, okay, bring interest rates below zero. Like that's not, we're lying to ourselves. You know what I mean? And every president's done the same thing. They just tried to figure out a way to put a Band-Aid on a huge gash to where like, look, we're going to have to make some sacrifices. You know what I mean? We're going to do some major cut. And not only that, but the only way we could truly deal with it is if the economy suffers.
Yeah.
And so the more we cut in spending, the less the economy will have to suffer. But the government doesn't want to do that because the people won't let them do that, dude. Imagine if Trump were to get rid of Medicaid. Dude, he'd be like, that would only
You'd definitely be in jail.
Exactly. They'd kill him at this point. If he got rid of Medicaid, they would murder him in cold blood. And that's why, like, no politician has the guts to do it, but also no politician, the people that voted for him, nobody wants it. Nobody wants to get rid of all of these government programs.
Right.
It's scary. It's a scary thing. But look, we're putting a Band-Aid for generations on and eventually it's going to pop and something really bad's going to happen. I'm being 100% like serious. Like I feel like Chicken Little when he's saying, but truly, I'm telling you, there's going to come a point.
The sky is falling.
There's going to come a point soon. I thought it was going to happen within these past 5 years. I thought the economy was already the dollar was going to crash, all this stuff. And that's why we bought a house. We bought a house because we were anticipating that the economy was going to crash. I thought it would have happened already. And so that's what I'm saying. It's going to happen sometime soon. The sky's going to fall. And I'm telling you, it's going to be, we're going to be like Mexico. Like you're going to go to the grocery store and like a gallon of milk is going to cost $100. And so we need to do what we can now to stop that from happening. And it really just takes small, responsible changes. But government, nobody and no politician is willing to even touch that. No politician is willing to even talk about it. It's tough. It's tough out there. Oh, whoops. Yes, I know. Yeah. Scary. All right. Any other input on that, JB?
To me, it's like the other side is just kind of destroying something from the inside. No,
No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
You're just saying eventually maybe a gallon of milk might be $100. It's like an exaggeration. But people that can't afford that, what are they gonna be willing to do? To try to make ends meet. And it's, there's a lot of people that just live paycheck to paycheck almost, just day by day. They're not gonna be able to make it.
Yeah.
So then what does that mean?
That's why people don't realize, look, whenever you talk about all these government programs, all this, or like all of this government spending, you're inflating the dollar. Inflation hurts one demographic, the middle class. The poor were already poor. They're already on government programs. They're already on government assistance. They're already have no income tax.
Yeah.
That's why whenever they file their taxes at the end of the year, they get money from the government. They don't owe any money. They get money from the government. They pay, like their income tax is negative.
But it's like that's only like supposed to be temporary. You're not supposed to be living off of that. That's only supposed to get you by for a little bit until you're able to sustain yourself,
Yeah.
not need the government supplement, not need the extra help, But most people,
Yeah. The reason why I'm saying that is because
what was that?
if there's a
How's that?
if there's a percentage of inflation, whatever, it's not going to affect billionaires. It's not going to affect millionaires. Like millionaires, they'll just have to budget more. You know what I mean? They'll just have to, okay, we'll just make sure we don't spend as much money, but we're going to be fine. It's going to affect the middle class who are like, damn, we just got out of like poverty and now bam, we're back in because the dollar means much less. So
Yeah.
it's they don't realize whenever all of these things are gonna and so they're saying, oh, the rich are getting richer, the poor is getting poorer. It's because you're inflating the dollar. That's why you're asking for all these government programs, government spending, government do this, government do that, and they're spending all this money, and now our dollar means crap.
Mickey's going off.
Imagine. That's why imagine if times $17, a dollar, 17. If you were getting paid, if you lived in like before they started like getting off the gold standard, if you're getting paid $10, that would be the equivalent of getting paid 100. Okay, let me make sure.
You have a calculator on your phone.
Yeah, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, because a dollar right now is equal to about $20 back in like the 50s. And that's why when you would see those old McDonald's signs where it'd say like hamburger is 5 cents. That's how much they actually cost compared to the value of like silver. But we've gotten off of that standard, and now so like the dollar means less. It's like if you were to water down your silver. And so that's why you see all of these old videos of like, yeah, hamburgers costing 5 cents, like this costing like, you would be able to go out on a date, spend money for all this stuff with a quarter. Why? Because the dollar's been inflated. That's why
it was kind of harder to earn that stuff back then.
Well, it was obviously like things would go, okay, we'll pay you a nickel for, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that like, it was more proportionate. You know what I mean? It was more like there was more value into what you were doing. And now like, it's almost like they're saying, back to what I was saying, the richer are getting richer, the poor is getting poorer, because this is a huge catch up game of like, dude, you guys are spending more money. It's hard to keep up with, it's just, that's why like there's, the minimum wage hasn't changed in the past like 10, 20 years, whatever. And inflation has gone up, but it's never supposed to be like that. That's why it's so like disproportionate. All right, let me tell Priscilla to lower the AC. I don't know. Hopefully she's listening. Are you a little warm?
I'm good.
All right, I'm wearing a jacket too.
Should probably take it off.
Yeah, I'll take it off right now. All right. Oh yeah, what were we talking about? About TikTok?
You're just a little heated right now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. All right. Let's check out this next video. So, oh, she said okay. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, there she goes. I see her. All right, let's go.
TikTok watches the clock. The US government's deadline to remove the social media app from its devices is approaching this week. But in Europe, where that government's deadline passed on March 20th, European Parliament ministers are finding the apps too hard to quit. Here with more, Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley. Hey, Dan.
That's right, Rochelle. We're seeing reports that some of these parliamentarians are keeping the app or see the app as a means to communicate with a younger generation of voters. And so they will continue to use them either on their own devices or some other means, but not on their official devices where they're supposed to be getting rid of the app. And this is something that you might see here in the U.S. as well. The app is banned from being used on people's phones who are in the military. Different states have banned the app on different official devices, but it doesn't say anything about personal devices. And so there are some members of Congress, at least, that are pushing back against a ban. We had Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez kind of put out her first TikTok defending TikTok itself, saying that, this is a leap forward that we're not ready to make, that they haven't done enough investigation. There's no clear evidence that there's any wrongdoing on China's part when it comes to TikTok or Americans' data. So we'll probably continue to see this kind of back and forth approach generation and get their voices out there, especially as we start pulling into the election season.
I mean, you figure if you're trying to get, especially to the young.
It is what it is. Well, let's see if that even, because how long was this video posted? It was posted like 4 days ago, something like that? Yeah, 4 days ago. Discuss how, all right, let's see. Let me look it up. Has the U.S. banned TikTok from government devices? All right, let's check it out. TikTok banned on U.S. government devices. All right, let's see. Federal system. I hate news freaking websites, dude. News websites are the worst. They're all ads. And do you know why? Because they're all poor, dude. They all need to have a bunch of paid ads. This week, the Biden administration gave all government agencies 30 days to delete TikTok from federal devices and systems over data security concerns. It came after Congress officially banned the app on all federal government devices in December. Okay, well, keep in mind, this is only government devices. So, like, when you get hired by the government, they give you a government phone, or they give you like a, in my case, it was like an iPhone.
Right.
And that was your company phone. But so you can't have TikTok on that phone, but you can still have it on your personal device. That's just something that they, that's just something to where they, I don't know. While the ban applies only to government devices, some U.S. lawmakers are pushing for an outright ban on the app. China lashed out at the U.S. over the ban on government devices, describing it as an abuse of state power and a suppression of foreign businesses. More than half of the U.S. states have also banned TikTok from their government devices. So this is all in regards to government devices. They're not actually banning TikTok, but like obviously some
For security purposes, though.
Yeah, some lawmakers are pushing an outright ban, but it's not like from what I've seen, it's not like an actual like movement from actual, state
Do you have TikTok on the personal or on the business phone?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have a company phone.
So which phone do you use for TikTok?
Phone.
Your personal phone?
That's your damn problem.
China's in.
That's why I don't like talking to you, JB.
Cool.
You stay there. I'll stay here.
Remember, I'm not really here. That'd be so scary, dude.
Yeah. But that's why, dude, there's stories out there that are a little like, scary. Oh, this could lead to TikTok being banned. But no, they're not banning TikTok from the U.S. They're just
From
banning
government
it.
devices.
They're banning it from government devices for security concerns.
Now.
Because there's such a thin line. Because China's a communist country. At any point, the government could be like, "Hey, give us all your information that you have TikTok."
They have it already.
It's like the U.S. could go to Twitter and be like, "Hey, give us all of your user information." In a communist country, they can't say no. So that's where it's like a little bit different. There's that's what kind of sets it different. But I feel like there's so many different. Isn't there? How many China companies are there? There's so many apps out there. Isn't there one that's based out of China that's pretty popular in the U.S.?
Like what?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Gee, thanks a bunch.
I don't even have TikTok.
But that's why, if that's the case, I don't
Would you rather trust China or Elon Musk?
I wouldn't be surprised if this is just like a political thing with China. For some reason, they're targeting TikTok, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Who knows?
Right.
Or it could be the company that they run through. Maybe they have a history. I don't know. Maybe we need to look more into it.
Or see what happens.
See what happens. But that's why this all goes towards the hysteria. This is all hysteria. This is all like, I don't know. I don't know.
Hysteria.
All right. Trying to see if there was anything particularly that I wanted to go through. If anybody has any because both of the topics no. One of them we went through was your suggestion. This
Now
is
we're connected
such
again?
bullshit, dude. Hold on. Okay. I don't know. I'll see what happened when we went through it.
There's like a ghost in here.
Yeah, there is a ghost in here. So much bad things going on.
Oh man, don't say that.
There's a ghost in my boot.
He's gonna come at me.
Oh my God. All right, well, I guess this is a good time to talk about my Lord and Savior Jesus.
Help me.
Yeah. I would if the signal wasn't so damn bad. Yeah, because that would be even worse if I started talking about Jesus and then, damn, the signal like just comes out really bad.
That's what always happens, though.
Yeah, all right, we'll see what happens. All right, well, I guess this is a good time to talk about. That sounds very choppy, right?
Help me.
Oh, yeah, it's real choppy. Yeah, what the hell? Well, they all can't be winners, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's where people stopped watching this.
This is definitely up there for like worst podcast.
Let's note
for
this.
this year.
Let's note this, write it down, and that way we know, okay, like for the end of the year awards, we'll put that for worst stream of the year.
Definitely the day. Unless it happens again, even worse.
So far, this live stream is the running for the worst live stream of the year.
You have to play the whole thing too.
Yeah. No, okay. Like for the end of the year awards. Oh, okay. It's not too bad. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, once again, we apologize to all the people watching. To her, just, it is what it is. But it looks like it's catching up now. It looks like there's nothing. It's not going bad anymore. So
Until something happens.
oh my gosh. Don't even start with that. All right, if you're watching and you're still sticking in with us, comment in the comment section. Let us know you still care.
We're still here.
And we'll always be here.
Just talking to each other.
Talking by ourselves. Oh, that's such a bummer. Yeah. All right. Well,
That's funny though.
yeah, it is what it is.
Did you find anything?
I'm trying to see if I wrote it. Hold on, give me a second.
No cops shooting anybody this week?
Okay. No cops shooting anybody this week. Yeah, we made a weird little like niche into watching like
Cop shooting?
body cam footage.
Dude, it's important, dude. It's out there.
It is. That's another thing I've become really passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you know what? There was something I did want to talk about before we do that, let's go through our. Actually, let's go through our. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our 9 ancestral tenets. We'll revisit those. I'm
Yeah.
actually thinking about. I don't know. I'll tell you when we go through them.
All right.
All right. Ancestral tenet number 1. Actually, let me bring this up since I'm not even going to use it. Ancestral tenet number 1. Bidets are the future. And that's something that, I'm still very passionate about. I really think everybody should own a bidet. And I don't know, JB, do you own a bidet?
No.
Do you feel weird after you take a poop?
No.
Like, now that I put it in
We're
perspective.
supposed to put one in my house.
Yeah. Look, here's the thing. You poop and there's poop smeared all over your butt, right? And then
I'm uncomfortable talking about that.
and then your ass smells like ass. Exactly. wouldn't you rather shower and get rid of all that stank, you know, all that? You don't think that's disgusting that you're walking around with?
I mean, I use wipes.
Do you use wipes every single time you poop?
Yeah, I try to.
No. Do you use wipes every time you use
Not at work. I don't have them at work.
But you use them every time you're at your house?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah.
You're not
I
lying?
have some there. I have to have them because the baby's sometimes there too. So
Okay. That's fine.
that
You know-
you know what I mean. Like, so my mom makes sure she has some.
If you use wipes, that's fine. That you know, that's fine. Yeah, it's good. Okay.
No, but like we're supposed to install a bidet at my house. We're supposed to record it.
Oh yeah.
We just haven't. I just haven't gone and go buy one. you know?
Yeah. They're
Well,
inexpensive.
we should probably do all that too, right? Just record us going to Lowe's, picking one out.
That's true. Actually, do you know what? That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
We'll
we just
do-
need some time for that. I know I've been wanting to do it
You know, we'll do that this week.
this week.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you free?
We'll see me. Yeah, maybe after 6 or something.
Yeah. No.
I think they close like at 9, right?
No, we'll be fine. It's not a big deal. They have them at Walmart too.
There too.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
That's why. It shouldn't take that long to install either.
Absolutely not. And that's why this is going to be a huge learning experience for anybody who never used a bidet.
That's what I'm saying. Like they need to watch the installation, not watch how it happens, but
They need to see,
see how easy it is.
see how inexpensive it is, how easy to install it is, and how refreshing and beautifully hygienic it is compared to the old way of just smearing poop all over your butt. Because guess what? That's what happens. When you don't own a bidet, you're just smearing more poop all over your butt.
Make you think about everybody's smeared poop butts.
Exactly. And I think like, oh man, this like there's such clean, well kept, well dressed people, and yet like their butts are full of poop. Like it's disgusting.
How does he know?
I know. I do.
Does he know?
I know. Okay, so yeah, next week we'll get that done. That's perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, ancestral tenant number 2: fighting is good for you.
Yeah.
And actually, JB, we've been doing more MMA classes.
Yeah.
Doing more kickboxing, fighting, Muay Thai.
You
stand-up.
have? too?
No, I'm saying we have. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I went to go roll today.
I drive you, dude. What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't done it in a while, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, you were there the last time for the Muay Thai.
Yeah, for the last time. Yeah.
I was there Wednesday.
Yeah, this week's been a little tough for me. I haven't been able to do anything.
Marcos thinks you're all mad at him. Because you don't go anymore.
Oh my god.
You should go more though. Yeah, everybody's
No.
there.
No shit, dude. Like if it were up to me, I'd go every day. It's just
Yeah.
it's a little
I
difficult.
feel you.
Yeah,
I barely went like maybe 3 times this week.
that's awesome.
It was
That's
like
perfect.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and then today.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, great job. Yeah, but that's why, like, you know, everybody should do some type of like.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I say some type of martial art, but I really feel like some martial arts
honestly
are like a waste of time.
lose yourself in it. Like, you know, lose yourself a little bit in it.
Just enjoy it, get into it, get obsessed with it for a little bit. You know, take
Yeah.
a break if you need. You know, you get a little busy or whatever, and just go back at it.
Your body will thank you. Like, you know,
kinda.
your mind.
Yeah, your
Yeah, I know
your
it's
mind
like,
will
and
work.
I know it's like hell, but it's like, no. Like,
It's not that it's hell. It's just that like it's like
it's good hell.
I have some things like not even bad injuries, but just little. I don't know. Like
You're injured.
like for example, my well, let me give you 2 examples.
Yeah.
Here's the bad about jiu-jitsu. I strained my neck a year and a half, something like that, after I started jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it's never been the same since. So
Just for those 10 years.
yeah, I've always had neck problems, but also I could have made it better by like if I did stretches every day and you know and did all this like you know rehab stuff, but I just never. So it's a little bit my fault, but still it was something that I wouldn't have to deal with if I didn't do jiu-jitsu. However, like I have a niece who like she tore up her knee. Like had a really bad knee injury, and then I had a nephew had a real bad concussion, got a real bad injury, and they don't do jiu-jitsu. Like they were playing another sport, you know? Like if you're active, you're going to get hurt. You're going to experience an injury, you know? Like
But you do your best to try to stay healthy. You know?
it comes along with being active, you know? Just be careful every time you're active, you know? Like don't do anything crazy, whatever.
Well, there was a dude that just got $44 million because he sued some jiu-jitsu place because apparently, like, the teacher paralyzed him.
Oh, damn. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Sued. But he's not going to get...
He already got it.
You can't get 44... How much was it?
$44 million.
You can't get $44 million. There is no jiu-jitsu... sued. I put misspelled sued.
Surd.
Sued Jiu-Jitsu Academy, 44 million. I'm misspelling all this crap. 46 million. All right. Well, you got it wrong, so
Whatever.
Wonder what else
I was
you got
close.
wrong. 2 million off. That's not. If you're like $2
$2
off,
million
that'd
go
be-
to the government. It's taxes.
if you're $2 off, that'd be one thing. You're 2 million off. Okay. San Diego jury awards $46 million to paralyzed jiu-jitsu student. A San Diego jury has awarded more than $46 million to a man who suffered a catastrophic spinal injury during a beginner jiu-jitsu class 5 years ago, attorneys said. Jack Greener was enrolled at Del Mar Jiu-Jitsu Club in 2018.
One of the biggest, I would say, schools, right?
When he was pinned to the mat by an instructor who placed his entire body weight on Greener's neck, according to the lawsuit. The extreme force of the maneuver crushed Greener's cervical vertebrae, causing the student to fall limp, paralyzed in all extremities. Damn. Greener, who was 23 at the time, that's so heartbreaking, underwent multiple surgeries and was hospitalized for months, his lawyer said. Now a quadriplegic, he sought compensation for medical expenses, loss of earnings, and emotional distress. Jurors ruled in Greener's favor on Tuesday after a 4-week trial. Attorneys for the martial arts club and the instructor didn't immediately respond on Wednesday to requests for comments. Oh, that's it. He's not gonna get 40. How much was it?
6.
He's not going to get $46 million. There is no academy that could pay $46 million. I would make the argument there is no academy.
So how does that work?
I would make the argument there is no academy that could make $1 million.
So how does that work then?
There's no academy that has $1 million in just like liquid assets, like
then-
where they can just.
And then somebody posted the video on Instagram to like show, like, because they're saying that it was malicious, but it looked like it was just a freak accident, really. Like it wasn't.
I think what it could be,
malicious.
if it's a big academy, they probably had insurance, and this is
Cover
they're suing. No. I'm saying, JB. Literally, I could talk about anything and you'll turn it into some conspiracy theory. What I'm trying to say is that what it could be is that if this was a big jiu-jitsu academy, they might have had insurance, and that lawsuit was actually against the insurance company. But they didn't clarify that in the
Yeah, it just says.
in the article,
Yeah.
which makes me believe that maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was directly. Let me see. Let's see if we can find any more details.
Yeah.
What the?
We can get a video.
Oh, maybe actually. Let me look that up. Okay. Ugh, I hate this crap. 46 minutes to paralyzed jiu-jitsu. All right, let me just put that paralyzed jiu-jitsu student. See what comes up.
Be a bunch of shit too.
The what?
Be a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah. 46 million paralyzed jury award. Okay, here we go.
Jury awards $46 million to athlete paralyzed in jiu-jitsu class. A California jury has ordered a
What's with all these
jiu-jitsu
robot
club to
things?
pay $46 million
like it.
to a man who suffered a paralyzing spinal cord injury during a class, 3 weeks before he was set to graduate from college and head to Costa Rica to become a surfing instructor. Jack Greener had incomplete quadriplegia, which means he has weakness or paralysis in all 4 limbs. He can walk with effort but spends most of his time in a wheelchair. He has made headlines in recent years for an effort to climb Mount Whitney, the largest peak in the lower 48 states. His lawyers told the Daily Beast that after 2 days of deliberation, the jury found the Jiu-Jitsu school 100% at fault. The award includes $8.5 million for future medical expenses, $11 million for past pain and suffering, and $25 million for future pain and suffering.
How?
Yeah, you go to this school.
Because there's no way he can get that money. Like who's gonna pay him all that money? Let me see. There's the McDojo video.
Hey guys, Rob here with McDojo Life. In today's McDojo news, we talk about a man who was awarded $46 million in a lawsuit against the Jiu-Jitsu Academy that left him paralyzed. Let's check out the story.
Have you seen this guy? No. This guy's awesome.
Yeah. I'll check them
A
out.
San Diego jury has awarded more than $46 million to a man who suffered a catastrophic spinal injury that rendered him a quadriplegic during a beginner jiu-jitsu class 5 years ago. Attorneys for Jack Grenier allege that on November 29, 2018, he was a beginner 23-year-old student at Del Mar Jiu-Jitsu Club. In his lawsuit against the club, the complaint states that he was paired with instructor Francisco Turralde, a second-degree black belt at the time under Fernando De Piero,
That sucks,
who
man.
placed Grenier in a position that put his entire body weight upon Grenier, paralyzing him.
Being the
30-year-old
instructor
was
and
actually a
you're the
very
one who
experienced
paralyzed
competitor
somebody.
and was actively still competing at the time of the incident and has been since as well. The class he conducted that day consisted of a 10-minute warm-up and a 20-minute technical instruction, followed by sparring. According to the report, Grenier had a sparring session with another student that ended without incident, before he then sparred with Turralde. Grenier's attorneys put out the following statement. While practicing with Turralde, Mr. Grenier was placed in the turtle position, a position where a person is balled up on all fours with his face
We
down
know.
on the mat. If an opponent is in a turtle position, the goal should be to safely put that person on their side, known as taking the back. Instead, while positioned on top of Mr. Grenier, Turralde crouched on the ball of his feet, pinned Mr. Grenier to the mat, immobilized Mr. Grenier's left arm, and then launched himself up and over the opponent, placing his entire body weight on Mr. Grenier's neck. The extreme force of the maneuver crushed Mr. Grenier's cervical vertebrae, causing the student to fall limp, paralyzed in all extremities. That incident resulted in Grenier suffering a severe spinal injury that left him hospitalized for months, where he was placed on a ventilator and underwent several surgeries.
Do you know what's crazy?
What's that?
I think what happened was he actually went for like a flashy jiu-jitsu move. I think he tried to.
And the guy just didn't know enough to like not to base or something. You
It's
know?
not even that, dude. But it's just to where like. I think he went for a flashy, like when he had his back, he was trying to like, I think like jump for the
over.
arm, like jump over for the arm or something. Because he said he had his arm pinned, and I think from the back he was trying to put himself
around.
over, like just jump over and go for the arm. And when he went, I think he just landed on his neck
on
and just
accident.
yeah. And so that's why. What the hell? Why are you doing it?
Let's see what else. Maybe towards the end. Of
And
that
it's
thing.
just like a non-controlled thing that you're trying out,
Yeah.
and on somebody who yeah, that sucks.
He underwent an anterior cervical discectomy, infusion of C5 corpectomy, titanium cage.
Oh, I know
and
what that is.
posterior spinal fusion from C4 to C6. He also suffered multiple strokes that resulted in him requiring a left vertebral artery stent. His attorneys say he was weeks away from graduating from college and was starting a career as a professional surf instructor when he was paralyzed. That's when his attorneys filed suit on his behalf, claiming that the defendants, quote, unreasonably increased the risk inherent in the activity of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by failing to adhere to the required standard of care. They sought compensation for Mr. Grenier's past and future medical expenses,
Redone.
loss of earnings, physical pain, mental suffering, loss of enjoyment of life, disfigurement, physical impairment, inconvenience, grief, anxiety, humiliation, and emotional distress. The San Diego County jury took just 2 days to return with their verdict in favor of Mr. Grenier. He was awarded $637,959 for loss of past and future earnings, $1,337,153.23 for past medical expenses agreed to by the parties prior to the trial, $8,500,000 for future medical expenses, $11 million for past pain and suffering, and $25 million for future pain and suffering. The total amount awarded as a result of being paralyzed in the jiu-jitsu class was $46,475,112.33. Let's break that down. So a beginning martial arts student is sparring with...
Okay. I'll put it back. Don't worry. That goes back to my point. There is no academy that has $46 million. Like, if they were to sell everything they had, it wouldn't even add up to $46 million. Like, there's nothing they could do to pay that back.
They have to go and win worlds.
So that's
over
why,
and over again.
if they won worlds 100 times in a row, they could not pay back that $46 million. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't understand it. I don't know exactly what's who he's suing, where he's getting the money, like where they're getting that dollar amount from. I don't know. Maybe there's more details in there or something.
A world-class competitor instructor and gets paralyzed by the instructor. One, that is horrific. Two, clearly the lawyers don't really know much about jiu-jitsu. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't have been paralyzed just taking a class. I have people reaching out all the time for business consulting. When they reach out for business consulting, one thing that comes up all the time is
don't paralyze your student. That's a good, give them that advice. Don't do that.
Like what just happened. Now, obviously, not everybody gets paralyzed, but there are injuries that happen a lot, and it's almost 100% due to negligence or ego, or both. Sparring is not competition. No matter how much your ego wants you to win, sparring is sparring. Sparring is just...
I thought he had more info than that, but that's pretty much as far as it goes. That's the only thing that perks my ears up. Like, where are they getting that $43 million from? If someone were to sue you for $43 million,
Saudi Arabia.
Where are they getting the money from, JB?
The oil companies.
All right, look, we're going to do a live jiu-jitsu demo right here
Let's do it.
from what we think they may have done. Okay, so 'cause I don't know, but
Your neck's messed up, though.
it's been messed up for like 10 years.
I saw a video on Instagram, I think.
All right, so let's, or let me bring this camera up.
Who's there?
All right, hold on. Let me bring the camera. All right, here we go. We're going to do this live. Oh, shoot. I don't have any more. Here's the only thing. I don't have any other mics. I don't have the other mics set up. I should have planned for that.
Who's coming?
No, I mean for when we do the... Do you know what? Let me get another mic. Here, keep everyone... let's listen to the rest of the video. I'm sorry. I digress.
just a tool that will help you learn through a little bit of pressure testing. Accidents happen, for sure. Every once in a while, you might get some accidents here and there. But if you're getting for all of you out there who think it's okay that your students are constantly getting hurt, or it's okay to hurt a student, the instructor owes $46 million for that. Good. The student now cannot move from the neck down. But that brings us to the question of the day. Have you ever had an issue or heard of an issue where you felt like someone was in danger at a martial arts facility because of negligence or because of ego? Be sure to answer that comment in the comment section below before you add anything else, so that way I know that you watched the entire video. As always, I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the comment sections below. Thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, memberships, and all that other crap people online tell you to do. Keep the martial arts legit.
What did you say, JB? What did I miss?
They're pretty much like for all instructors to be aware. You know, like if you're injuring your students, they can't compete. If you're injuring your students, they can't defend themselves. You know.
Yeah.
So what's the point of the class?
Yeah, no, true. All right, well, we're going to do a live demonstration. All right, here we
Are
go.
you serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
Why?
Here, get your ass up, JB.
What the fuck?
Well, actually, hold on. Let me put this up real quick. That way we could see what we're doing. All right. Look, this is my hypothesis on what I think that may have
There's
gone
video.
Just kidding. There's absolutely no video.
There is.
All right, we're gonna do this right now. All right, check it out. Camera one. We're gonna leave. Let's go. Get your ass up, Jamie. All right, let's see. Still see us, right?
I'm right there.
All right, let me bring it back. All right, we're gonna zoom out. Yes.
He just wants to fight me.
Alright. This is what I believe. Alright. Actually, let me. Alright, can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Looks like they can.
Check mic 1 2, check mic 1 2.
You're gonna
Alright.
hurt me.
Alright, this is what I believe happened. Alright, can you all see me? No, they can't fucking see me. Alright, Jamie, get your ass on the ground. This is. Alright, listen. Listen, this is what I believe happened during that sparring session. Jamie, bend over. All right, keep bending over. All right. For the people that don't know, this. Oh wait, where's the freaking camera? This is the turtle position. Okay. All right, let me get closer to you. This is the turtle position. Okay, this is where your opponent turtles up into a little turtle position, and you and they try to protect themselves from you getting your back and putting your legs over here, tickle tickle, or your other leg over here, tickle tickle. Yeah, or your knee or whatever. And this is just like a defensive position. So if you're getting attacked by a bear, I want to make sure I'm looking at the camera. If you're getting attacked by a bear, then yeah, this is the same position you would get in. And so this is what I think happened. All right, so get in a real turtle position. This is like a fetal position. All right. Okay. So normally, if you had someone in this position, you would put your hook in. Oh shit! Jamie, move your fucking head, you dope. All right, you would put one leg in, and I don't know if you could see that one leg in, and then you'd get your other. This is gonna be kind of tough. Hold on, Jamie, I got you. And then you would get your other leg in over here, and then so as you guys can see, I have them fully mounted like a horse. Get a little bit back, Jamie. Back up a little bit. Scoot back so the camera can see. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. All right. So as you guys can see, I have this guy mounted pretty hard.
When he did that, he did jump over.
Yeah.
And what the guy did is like
He went down on his head.
Yeah.
He went down on his head, and his head was completely like that. So like you said, the instructor jumped up, had all his weight, and as he did that, he kind of turned like this. And so that's where it was like, boom.
Yeah,
Like,
you see how his neck is at a bad angle?
yeah, the dude just like I guess he had his arm caught or something or like that. So I guess he wasn't able to kind of just brace himself like this. You know?
So this is what I think happened. All right, put your neck in that weird position. I broke it. I thought I broke his neck. Jamie just. I thought I broke your neck.
Oh, I just got a crap on my leg. You see, but like, you couldn't really hold me. You saw that, right? I got up.
Yeah, no, in real life, this is how it is. I can't hold him down.
You
So,
see, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I saw in the video. Like you said, that he was on that side. The dude just dug his head into the mat.
As he dug his head into the mat, the instructor went over, didn't really clear him, freaking put all his weight, and then you just see the guy's neck like, boom, and then he just like kind of goes like that, and the instructor's just like, oh shit, like.
yeah, that's why I think what he did was when he was over him, he isolated the arm, and he was gonna jump over for the arm bar, and but what happened with the guy's neck may have been in a bad angle.
Just bad angle. So that's why some people were arguing that it was just kind of like a freak accident, and it wasn't like, you know, kind of like they're just trying to say like that it was malicious, like that the instructor did it on purpose, or that, you know what I mean? Like people just trying to make BJJ sound like a bad thing, but it was just like no, like it was just almost like a freak accident, like, you know. But that's not to say that like, you know, it is dangerous.
Yeah, no. If anything, I feel the opposite. I feel like absolutely the instructor shouldn't have. should have known better. Shouldn't have gone for something that crazy with,
True. Like, why are you doing that with a beginner?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna pour a drink real quick. I'm gonna put this on waiting since there's no viewers right now. So.
There's one viewer.
That was not. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Or you just don't like cookies in general?
It's hard to say, dude. It's because, like I said, like there's quite a bit of nights to where I'll put some cookie dough out and I'll make 2 like good sized cookies and I'll eat them with milk. It's perfect.
See, but you don't like the pan de dulce cookies,
Yeah, no,
like
absolutely.
the
don't
ones
like
with the sprinkles. Oh man, the big old stars. Those are like shortbread cookies with the sprinkles on top.
Yeah,
those are the best.
If anything, I'm surprised people like pan dulce. I don't like it at all.
With coffee.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, with coffee, with whatever else. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of pan dulce.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's good that you're not eating that shit.
God, I'm eating plenty of other crap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know how far that'll go.
Hey, look, I'm on 2 cameras.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
All right, let me turn on
Double God killer.
All right, sorry about that.
Damn it.
All right, but we hope you all enjoyed that instructional, and by you all,
I almost hurt my leg because of Mickey. Oh man, it still hurts.
That's crazy.
Dude, I got a cramp. I went today, dude. I went like.
You got a cramp.
That's
That's
why
crazy.
I kind of called you. That's why I called you to see, do I have time? And I went on late. I went like right at 7.
Yeah.
But I was able to get like at least 2 or 3 rolls in.
That's good.
Yeah.
No.
And they were surprised too. Like I was like, I was just gonna let loose today, and sure enough, I did. And they were like, I rolled with Eloy, and he was freaking out. Like, oh shit.
Oh, dude, you got a lot better.
He's good, man.
Okay, I learned about this recently, but I don't know if I agree with, or I don't. It's hard to say. Let's check this out. I'm gonna put up a video.
Here we go.
All right, this is something I learned about recently. That it's kind of like an awareness kind of thing, an awareness movement. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. I thought it would be something a little more concrete, but.
According to the Justice Department's National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, some 600,000 Americans go missing every year. Thankfully, most of them are found quickly unharmed. But there remain tens of thousands of cold cases, including a disproportionate number among members of one American community. In our Sunday Spotlight, Harry Smith reports from Montana as part of the NBC News series Missing in America.
Jen Buckley carefully applies red paint to her hand. The paint is symbolic. It speaks of violence, of silence, and resilience. It's art intended to have an impact, to awaken a state and a continent to a tragedy of missing and murdered Indigenous women.
I think collectively it just doesn't seem like our Indigenous lives are as important as some others. When
All right, let me pause there real quick just because I want to get to the heart of it. I saw that there was a movement about missing Native American women.
Indigenous,
Native American women. And the reason why I even learned about that was because, let me put this up. There was this actress who went to a red carpet event, and she got a lot of press because she had this handprint across her face. And it was at the premiere of The Power, which is, I guess, is some like Prime movie, whatever.
I'm gonna have to go check this out.
Yeah, oh, yeah, looks like a good movie. Right?
Oh yeah,
yeah, I like that.
It's a pretty dress.
Yeah, nice dress.
Yeah,
looks nice.
I just don't like the handprint on the face.
Yeah, it kind of messes it up. That's why. So she wore this handprint, and it was to bring awareness
to that movement.
Yeah, to missing. So I looked into it, and I was like, oh, there's an epidemic of missing Native American women.
Yeah.
And so I thought,
apparently, because if they were blonde and white, then they would get more attention.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was something going on, but let me put the rest up. And she was actually on the road to explaining exactly how. This is where I think this is going. All right, what the heck? All right.
collectively it just doesn't seem like our Indigenous lives are as important as some others. When people go missing, they're not looked for the same way.
Missoula, Montana County Attorney Kirsten Pabst.
It's an epidemic. When you look at the numbers, 25 to 30% of our missing persons are Native, when they only make up about 6 to 7% of our population.
There are issues of jurisdiction. Whose problem? Tribal or municipal? And state, local, or even federal law enforcement.
What do you think the roots of it are?
I think you have to go back hundreds of years to colonization
shut
degradation
up.
of our Native American cultures. We're to the point now where we have to do something different.
For an epidemic mostly unnoticed and rarely publicized, that something different fell to Buckley, who is an enrolled member of the Chippewa Cree tribes out of Rocky Boy, Montana.
I just came up with maybe I'll just see if anybody wants to get their picture taken with the red handprint on their face to raise awareness. So that's how it started. And then I just started to think, what is a large-scale thing that people see that they have to see? And I don't know, there's billboards.
Lamar Billboards donates the space, but Buckley and her project are on.
That was her bright idea. Oh, well, I was trying to think there has to be something to where a lot of people can see it. Oh,
and
billboards, big billboards. She's making it seem like she came across something that was so
unknown.
Exactly. I know exactly what.
No, that's just what she did, though.
Let's put up a sign.
That's just what she did personally.
All right, good job.
On a shoestring budget.
I can raise the $200, it's up for a month, and then it comes down because I gotta wait till I have the next $200 to put it back up.
It's needed because too often attention goes elsewhere.
Just look at that white female that went missing.
Gabby Petito missing for weeks.
American females went missing in that same time period, and there was nothing. So not a blip.
Veteran Missoula.
You freaking asshole, dude. They always point that out. They always say, "Oh, well, a white girl goes missing. It's a big deal." Or whatever. She was a YouTuber. It was a big story because she was going across America. She put her life out there. Her boyfriend was also a YouTuber. They had police footage of them like in an argument days or weeks before. I don't know what it was. It was more of a juicy story, just the same way as like the what's his name? The other case where it was a whole family killed, and they had body cam footage.
Oh shit!
As well, Chris Watts, right? Chris Watts, that's his name. Yeah.
When she was indigenous, they wouldn't be covering it.
But that's why it's because people go missing all the time, and nobody knows about it. We've heard several stories of people going missing here in the valley.
Yeah.
And it's not all over the news, and it's not because they're not colored or anything. It's because it happens everywhere. But there's just some things that click, some things that have the right formula, that have the right, things that just like people identify with. Yeah, exactly. Pizzazz that clicks and goes viral. And they're trying, because she was indigenous, that's why we didn't get it. Like, no, you're just making all this stuff up. Jackass.
The police detective, Guy Baker.
Those billboards are a great way to bring awareness to this very important issue.
Important to Detective Baker because maybe a billboard will help him solve a case he's worked for 4 years, the missing Jermaine Charlo. Jermaine is the niece of Valenda Morajo, so close she feels like a sister. During our visit, Valenda volunteered to be photographed by Jen Buckley.
The work Jennifer is doing is important. I'm hoping that her work reaches outside of Montana, that we can get billboards in New York, all the way down to Texas and up into Canada. This is crisis and it needs to stop.
How is it for you to know your sister has been gone these years now?
It's been extremely hard.
Maybe this could make a difference.
It will. It will. I know it will.
For Sunday Today, Harry Smith, Missoula, Montana.
Harry, thank you very much.
What's up, girl?
I mean, another thing you could do is just raise money to start your own hunting group and try to go find these women yourselves, I guess.
Look, this is what I thought happened.
What would that cost,
This is what I thought happened. What I thought was there was like a case of missing girls all from the same area, around the same demographic, same location, same city or whatever. Same MO of them missing. And I thought it was like, there's like a serial killer. You know what I mean? Or like some type of like conspiracy, something like maybe it all happened on government ground, like just something weird. Or it was all from one tribe. But no, it's just like they're looking at all the demographics of women missing. There's a disproportionate amount that are Native American. And so like I listened to that whole video and this is what stuck out to me. They just brushed over, some of it is a jurisdiction issue. Some of it is this, some of it is that. No, I think 100% of it being a disproportionate amount Native American is the jurisdiction issues. There's so many Native, or all of the Native American tribal areas, lands that are separate entities. I just think that's how inefficient government is. Whenever there's any type of gray area, they just want to like wash their hands of it. Like, no, we're not in charge of it. And then so if you try to push for it, they're like, well, maybe you need to ask this person. And it's just like a chain upon chain upon chain of incompetency. And that's what happens. Like Native Americans, they push for their own, how do you say it? Native American ground. What's it called? Native American grounds, like where they're granted like a piece of land.
Yeah.
Because
so they're under like it's not like a sheriff, but they have like a tribal police.
It's their own it's their own settlement. And so like it's their own settlement. And because it's their own settlement, it's like they don't have the same the police don't have the same jurisdiction over their settlement as they would anywhere else. So it's easy for them to wipe their hands clean. Like, oh, we're not in charge of this. You guys are in charge of that. Like it's just government incompetency. And they're trying to say, oh, why is there a disproportionate amount? And so they brush over government incompetency and they go straight to, well, it's because it's not a white female. If it was a white female, everyone would be on it. And they use one example. How many white females go missing every year? And they use one example of a missing white female that was a huge deal, a national missing persons case, and they try to use that as the example. Like, no, this is more brainwashing. This is more brainwashing. This is more of a narrative of people telling you that, oh, people don't care about Native Americans. Native Americans are going to get like killed. And nobody cares about them because they're different, because, and we're looking at all these stats. They're trying to use data as an excuse to push their like racist agenda, that America is racist, that America hates Native Americans, America hates Hispanics, America hates blacks, all this stuff.
Right.
And they're trying to distort the data in order to push their own agenda. And that's not what it is at all. What it is that the government tried to do something nice and grant all these Native American settlements. And because of it, there's a gray area in the jurisdiction as to what the your local police department can do and cannot do. And so because government is so competent, they wipe their hands clean like, oh no, this is your own stuff. This isn't our stuff. They don't want it. They'd rather do less work than do more work. And not only that, but they don't want to put themselves in a position to where they overstep their boundaries onto,
because they can't.
Exactly. Native American colonies. So it's safer to say like, look, we just don't want to deal with it, And so that's what happens whenever government tries to do something nice for you. They end up hurting you more than they do. And do you know what? They don't talk about the stats of the poverty in all of these Native American colonies. Yeah. They don't tell you about the stats of all the drug addiction in all these Native American colonies. These Native American colonies, settlements, these Native American settlements are horrible. They are like the lowest of the lowest on every demographic. They are doing horrible. And it's because the government tried to do something nice and give them their own settlement. And they don't realize that by separating them from the rest of America, you think you're doing something nice. And Native Americans feel the same way. They feel like, oh yeah, this is us. Well, we're owed. We're all this stuff. Well, now guess what happened? Now we're all screwed. Now look what's happening to your culture. Look what's happening to your people. They're only getting more poor. They're only getting more addicted to drugs. They're in a worse situation because you reached out for government help and the government did what they can. And guess what? The government sucks. The government sucks at helping people. They've only made it worse for your culture. And that's what happens. That's what happens. The government tries to help you out and they make things worse.
Yeah. By bailouts and stuff.
And it's only going to, you're not helping. And it's the same thing I would extend that out to what we were talking about earlier. Social Security, Medicaid, all this stuff. They're making our lives worse. They think they're actually helping out, but they're not. Do you want to end on a sour note?
You're pretty heated today, man.
Actually, do you know that's true?
You are.
All of these topics I didn't bring up. Oh, do you know? Okay, I take it back. This one I did bring up.
You've been wanting to fight. I don't know what else.
Actually, this all came from our. We left off on the third tenet. Fighting is good for you.
That's right. You're supposed to go through your tenets.
All right, I'm sorry. This next ancestral. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, this next ancestral tenet is
porn isn't real. It's fake.
It's fake.
Yes. And do you know what? I was telling Priscilla about this, and she doesn't know. She doesn't understand this. Is that there truly is, and this is a true epidemic, not a BS epidemic that you were taught about Native Americans and all this crap. This is a true epidemic that so many men are addicted to pornography. Truly addicted to pornography. If they wanted to stop, They could not. They can't stop watching pornography. It controls them. Porn controls them. This is the voice of a controlled, disturbed, hurt man.
Porn isn't real. It's fake.
And you can't deny that. Like, and that's why there's an underground community of people who are just starting to speak up and starting to say, like, do you know what? Like, this has hurt my life. Watching porn has hurt my life and has controlled me to where, like, now I'm almost like a slave to porn. You know, porn has turned into my God. Has turned into that's who I obey. If I see anything sexual on the internet, automatically what comes to mind is porn, and it distorts my brain. So many men are dealing with this and they're trying to get out of it. Truly is an addiction to where they can't get out of it even if they wanted to.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's just easier to watch porn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier to watch porn than not to.
But it's like everywhere too, like even on Instagram, like, you know, you're like women know what they're doing, like, you know, it's all provocative, you know, like it's not tame anymore. It's not like, you know, and it's fucking dictates your decision.
That's why, like, women think that they're empowered by showing their body. Like, if I saw a woman, you know, when I see these women who show their bodies and, like, you know, oh, this is so positive, all this stuff, like obviously, like, you're sexually attracted to that woman, but, like, your respect for them just goes, like, so much lower, you know what I mean? They become, and I'm being serious, like, they become something you use, you know what I mean? Like, now they're an object instead of something like you respect. Instead of something like I could respect an object. I could respect, you know, but
it's like they're doing what everybody else is doing. And
exactly. Like, and that's why I respect, you know, I would rather, you know, I respect women for what they do, what they believe in, like they're, you know, and when they show their bodies like that, it almost like demeans them, you know what I mean? Like, I have so much more respect for women than their bodies, and I think that their bodies are. Do you know? Let's get away from this topic.
Porn isn't real. It's fake.
I mean, show them and whatnot, but if that's all it is, you know, if that's all you're about, it's just like. But then again, that's what Instagram is, right? It's just like trying to show whatever you want to show.
Get directed towards mental.
Yeah. So like people just want to show whatever they want to show. And it's just like, you know, there's more to that. You know, there's more to you.
Yeah.
You know, if you really think about it.
Yeah. And that's why, like, women don't need to show their body. They don't need to be like every other woman, all this stuff. Because do you know what? The woman that shows her body on Instagram, she'll get a lot more DMs than the woman who doesn't show her body, who's just as even prettier on Instagram. If there's a woman that's so much prettier on Instagram that doesn't show her body, and there's a woman who is like less pretty who shows her body, she's gonna get a lot more DMs. Why? Because guys don't respect her. They think that, oh, I'm just gonna shoot my shot. I'm just gonna do this. Why? Because,
say whatever. Yeah.
But if they see the woman who doesn't show they think like, okay, that's something.
That's serious.
That's serious. You know what I mean? That's
something serious.
That's respectable, and like
I better not fuck up.
I can't approach that unless I have serious intentions.
Yeah.
You know? So women, don't demean yourselves. Don't lower your value. Coming from two men. I'm just kidding. Show us them titties, baby.
Porn isn't real. It's fake.
All right. Ancestral tenant number 1, 2, 3. I need to learn this. Number 4. All celebrities are creeps. Do you disagree or agree with this?
I agree.
I had so much, or not so much, but I had a little bit of pushback on this.
You have to kind of be a creep to be a celebrity.
Yeah. Exactly. Like the amount of narcissism to be a celebrity. And on top of that, amount of narcissists that you're surrounded by in that culture.
That's exactly why. Like, guilty by association, you know, like people that everybody that hangs out with them, it's just like I would hate to be in that kind of environment, you know, just thinking about it. Everybody being real fake with each other, you know. Celebrities are creeps.
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Hella creeps.
Yeah, and that's why. Okay, so you're in that environment. You're surrounded by this. You're a narcissist. So that's what brought you to being a celebrity. You're surrounded by other narcissists, and so that's the culture. A bunch of people who are a bunch of narcissists, and on top of that, you're surrounded by it so much to the point where like, what's real anymore? You know what I mean? Like, and they have a distorted view of reality, which is so demented to where like I really feel bad for celebrities to where like if I wanted to be a Christian, if I wanted to be a wholehearted Christian, give my life to Christ, all this stuff, I can imagine it would be so damn difficult to do that while being in that environment. Because like I wouldn't even know if I'm being self-centered or Christ-centered. You know what I mean? I'm so far gone. It's like, you know, I don't. Who am I? What am I doing? All right.
Just go crazy.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So that was our ancestral tenant. All celebrities are creeps. Ancestral tenant number. Let me number these. Hold on. Jesus. Sorry. All right. Leave you. You just took the Lord's name in vain. That's what's it
He's
called?
on my side, Mickey. So you don't realize.
All right, now I know. He's on your side.
He's not on your side.
All right, he's on your side, JB. Okay. JB the God Killer. He's on your side. All right, let me number these. All right. Okay, I got them. All right. Ancestral tenant number 5. In art. JB?
Yeah.
All right, learn in art.
Music, it was like, yeah, like kind of just like picking up an instrument, drawing, you know. What else was it? I don't know. I'm just like, I guess model kits, like, you know, building cars are kind of cool too. Like, I forgot I had like an old like 67.
No, that's gay.
But you have to do everything. You have to put it together and then paint the motor and everything. And then
Gay.
assemble everything.
Super gay. Don't make model cars.
You consider video games an art? Or is that also gay?
Gay. No,
you can't say it like that anymore, Mickey. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say something. But all right. But yeah, dude, I feel like everyone has like some type of outlet. Like, as a Christian, right? As this holy Christian, yeah, we're connected with the spiritual world. We're like, there's a sense of us that's connected to a spiritual realm, all this stuff. Like there's things that are transcendent, that transcend the physical reality, all this stuff that we need a connection to. And so that's why, like, whenever you hear good music, like, the feelings that you get, the sense of like, you come above all your feelings, you come above the world. Like, reality sucks. All these things are horrible. But when you listen to the right music that you love, you start feeling like, wow, everything's okay. You know what I mean? You start feeling like, oh, everything's good. Yeah. And so like all these things and so you touch it a little bit whenever you get into poetry, whenever you get into music, whenever you get into like painting, drawing, whatever it may be, like media. You make your own films. Acting, you touch it a little bit. Where you take part in this thing that gives you this feeling. And so it like gives you a higher purpose. So you're connecting with something like spiritual. These things are important when you learn an art. Everybody should learn not only learn some type of art, but learn art until they find the thing that connects with them, the thing that connects them to that other world. And as human beings, it's
important.
It's essential.
Yeah.
It's essential. So ancestral tenet number 5, learn an art.
That was beautiful, Mickey.
Ancestral tenet number 6, liberty brings everyone together. Thank you. Liberty brings everyone together. Do you know, I always say this, that you don't know you're a libertarian until somebody tells you you're a libertarian. You can be Democrat, Republican, left, right, all these things. It's our freedoms that brings us together. Whoever you are, whatever you believe in, if you believe the total opposite of me, it's that freedom to have those beliefs that is the foundation of those beliefs. And it's to where, like, okay, do you think you have individual rights? Yes. Do you think that the government should not impose themselves on your individual rights and tell you what you can do with your autonomy? No. Congratulations, you're a libertarian. Yeah, and that's why, like, this is like, we're in a time to where, like, politically everyone's divided.
Yeah.
The left hate the right hate the left.
For whatever
and then
reason.
It's difficult to find middle ground.
Yeah.
This is the middle ground. This is what everyone believes in. This is what everyone. What the hell is this crap? Let me block this person. Block on Facebook. All right. This is the middle ground. This is what everyone believes in. And this is what's going to connect.
What's up, Ray?
Yeah, what's up, Ray? This is what's going to connect everyone together. And it's...
I think he's old.
It's their... it's liberty. It's their own individual freedoms. The reason why they're even able to have those opinions is because they have liberty. This is something we can all agree with. And when it comes down to it, I think if we were to challenge each other on what it means to truly be free, truly have our liberty, we're all libertarians, baby.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So that's why I say you're not a libertarian until somebody tells you you're a libertarian, and then you know. All right.
Then you know.
All right. So that was ancestral tenet number 6. Ancestral tenet number 7, financial freedom is possible. JB. You don't have anything to say about that or what? What the hell's your damn problem?
I don't know. You're just kind of... You're the one that's got it, man. You're the one that...
That's why I'm throwing it to you. Come on. Ancestral tenet number 7. Financial freedom is possible.
It is. It's possible. It's achievable. You just got to be disciplined. And that's one of the main things. You know, you got to realize what is it that you want. Because everything costs money. You know, it's easy to make money, but it's harder to save.
Yeah, and do you know, I was telling somebody about this earlier today, and look, it's simple things. It's simple things that, like, maybe we knew or maybe we didn't know.
Right.
Maybe we didn't know.
Let's just say most people don't know. Just assume the worst, you know.
Is that, like, they totally undervalue their own money.
Right.
To where, like, their money goes. Like, they don't even know where their money goes.
Exactly.
They don't even know where all of their money went to.
Yep.
And that's a big deal. That's like and so, like, if you were just to dedicate, look, from now on, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to live. I work too damn hard.
Right.
For all of this money to be this
to
poor.
just be wasted.
Exactly. You know? Like, I don't want to be poor anymore. Like, where the hell is all of my money going? And so if you're just to sit down once a month and say, this is how much I make. I'm tired. There you go. Let me put this up. Thank you, Ray. I'm tired of being poor. I'm sick of this. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to get out of it.
Right.
And you can, because, dude, I felt that for years, dude. I felt that for years. Like, how do I get out of this?
Right.
And I've said that so many times. How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? Like, and it's little habits to where, like, okay, once a month, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to say, this is how much I make. This is how much my bills are.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to make sure I pay those bills. And this is how much I have left over. OnlyFans feet, if that's what it takes. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that goes against our ancestral tendency.
Isn't real. It's fake.
Sorry, Ray.
Sorry, I had to call it out. Shut it down.
Thank you, JB. You're keeping us humble.
Dude, OnlyFans is like, that's a problem. I don't know. We're gonna go back on that. We can't go back on that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, like if you're just sit down once a month, okay, so this is how much we have left over. From this, I'm going to put this much aside into savings for emergencies. And I'm going to do that every month. Every month, I'm going to know where every single dollar goes. And I don't give a crap what happens. I'm not going to deviate from that.
Yeah, stuff is gonna happen.
If my
Either
window
way.
AC breaks, I'm going to buy a used one on Facebook. I'm not going to buy a brand new AC thing, and I'm going to suffer. I'm going to live like a poor person, like a poor, impoverished person. Guess what? Because I'm a poor, impoverished person. I'm not going to live like a
Live within your means. Yep.
Exactly. I'm not going to live like a 21st century typical American. I'm going to live even poorer than the typical American. And why? Because I want to get out of this. And I'm going to make whatever sacrifice I have to do to get out of it. Yeah, just pull out of your 401k. It's only for... Oh, dude, I have to deal with that, yeah. And that's why, like, it's... Like, just suffer. Make the sacrifices. And do it consistently to where you're able to get some stability. And after you get the stability, then, okay, well, let's start talking about how do I... how can I build a future to where I'll be proud of?
Right.
Like, how can I start making more money? How can I start investing in my education?
Yeah, because you're not gonna work forever. At some point, you're gonna be breaking down. Like,
exactly.
How are you gonna afford to take care of your own self when you can't even take care of yourself?
Exactly. That's why. And so, like, just make those sacrifices and start investing in yourself after you're able to get some type of responsible stability.
Get a Roth.
And then you could get, okay, calm down, dude. And then you could get out of this, like just those little steps will truly bring you to financial freedom. Thank you. Thank you. Ancestral tenet number 8, always pursue the truth. Somebody posted on one of the videos that we put on our TikTok account that, damn, dude, you called you called transsexual people mentally ill. And dude, it sounds messed up, but yeah, it's a mental illness. And I'm not saying it to be mean. I don't even see them as less than me. I don't see them as any less than anybody else, any other human being for having a mental illness. But if you, and I'm sorry to use this as an example, but if you believe that you're a sex other than the sex you are based on your genetics, that's a mental illness. It doesn't mean you're dumb. It doesn't mean like there's, that you're less of a person or all these things. It's just, you're a human being just like me. And the way I have problems in a certain way, you have problems in a different way. You have this type of mental illness, and it causes you to think that you're a different sex than what you actually are. And so if you want to pursue that, then pursue it. If you don't, then don't. I would recommend that you pursue, resolve
Getting help.
for the mental illness rather than pursuing, changing your sex. But, we all go in different paths. We all do different things. You know what I mean? And so like, I can't stop you from doing anything different. That's just my own, my 2 cents. But I have to be honest to the truth. I can't go along with the lie that says that, oh, well, do you know what? They're like, because, you feel like you're a different sex, and because you were hurt so many times by other people who thought similar to me, who had the same thoughts that I thought, except they treated you as less of a person because you've experienced other people
personally.
Yeah, personally, that in order for me to be empathetic, that I have to totally not acknowledge biology, not acknowledge genetics, and say that, well, do you know what? There is no difference between men and women. And that's just not true. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to help you. I think that's only going to hurt you.
Right.
And I need to be, let's love each other, but let's also acknowledge truth,
Yeah.
And it's never going to help one another by
keep lying to each other.
if we keep lying. Yeah. And so that goes back to what we were talking about with the Watchmen, to where the Watchmen, is it better to
turn your face, just turn a blind eye? And
Exactly. You can be whatever you want, but 1,000 years from now, they will dig our bones up and be like, this was a man, this was a boy. Bitch. Exactly. All right. Do you have anything? Always pursue the truth. Do you have anything to input on that?
The truth will set you free.
Awesome, JB. Awesome. All right. Ancestral tenet number 9. And this is most important, that undergirds all the foundation of all the other tenets. All the other tenets are tenets because it's true, because it's beneficial, because it touches what ancestral tenet number 9 is the foundation for. And that is Christianity is the truth. Jesus is the truth. He is the light. He is the way, and he will truly set you free, ladies and gentlemen. Have I made that clear?
Oh, man.
I'm going to get some claps. Thank you. Thank you. Without how, it goes back to our other conversation we had with Michael about reality. You know what I mean? Without, there needs to be a reality.
Whether he was real or not.
Yeah, well, not about Jesus, but I mean, there needs to be a reality. Okay, so what is the reality? What is all this stuff?
It can't be your opinion of reality. Yeah,
exactly. And so we all, as human beings, we lean on to the reason why I don't kill people is because there is something apart from me that sets the precedent that it's wrong to murder. Right. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I could just legitimize it in my head and say no, it's okay. And then I'll commit murder and it'll be okay in my mind. But no, we all subscribe to something apart from us, something that's outside of us that we bow down to. At any second, somebody could say, do you know what? I'm not going to bow down to mathematics. I'm not going to bow down to logic and reasoning. I'm going to create my own logic. I'm going to create my own reasoning, my own mathematics that works for me.
Madness.
That's madness. Yes. But everyone else, they bow down to mathematics. They bow down to logic or reasoning. They bow down to something that's outside of them. And so I would make the argument that all of these things that are real, that we experience, are the essence, the attributes of God. And through the story that's in the Bible, because it is a story, there was actually somebody who came in, claimed to be God, was crucified, resurrected, and now we tell his story. So Christianity is the truth. Ancestral tenet number 9. Thank you. JB?
My name is Jesus.
His name is Jesus. Yeah. He was named after the one above all, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
There is just evil out there. And for every evil, there's got to be good against it. And that's what it is. It's God.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Against any evil. It's just like, like I think of it as like the law of physics, you can't destroy energy. It can only be transferred. It cannot be created.
Okay.
Positive and negative. There's two polar opposites. A divine war that's going on that we're just unaware of. We're in paradise right now.
Dude, that's awesome that you mentioned that. Because now that nobody's watching, I've been so into like learning about not just the Bible, but like really most of the Old Testament.
Yeah.
I'm really into learning about like Hebrew culture and ancient Near East culture.
Right, their stories and stuff.
And so I've really been more into like the Old Testament than the New Testament, almost to where I almost don't care about the New Testament. But I really got into Michael Heiser, Dr. Michael Heiser. I read his book Supernatural. Dude, it totally changed my like perspective on like scripture, the Bible and stuff. And that's because I had a totally different interpretation of scripture to begin with. Like it wasn't like for the whole time that I've been converted, like, to Christianity, I feel like my doctrines, my theology, all this stuff is totally different from like 99.9% of all like Western Christians in the 21st century. Like to where like it's tough for me to be in a church listening to like, because I feel like, man, this is so like, it's not that it's wrong, but it's just like, I don't know. Like it's like, for example, let me give you an example. And this is what I'm going to compare to all religion right now. The movie Paranormal Activity?
Right.
Okay. So when it first came out, I don't know if you remember the trailers, but it was like, this movie is going to be released in a limited, like you guys have asked for it. This movie's so popular and so like insane that we're going to release it.
I can't remember what made it so popular. Right?
We're going to release it in a certain, it started off as an indie film. It was a low budget indie film.
Because it was the whole perspective of documentary style.
Exactly. It was literally like the Blair Witch Project to where it was like, oh, this is
found. But that's the thing. It was a movie.
This is found footage. And what you're watching is the found footage of these people who went through all this stuff.
Who got murdered or whatever.
The same thing but with Paranormal Activity.
Right.
And so it became really popular. It was just an indie film. But because it caught fire, it got bought. I think, I don't know. It got purchased by a larger production company. And they're like, we need to put this out. So because of how popular it was, so they put it out. And they released all this footage of people freaking out in theaters, like popping up and freaking out. So that's what it was. It was a fun theater movie. And it was a movie where you could see it in theaters. And like that was the fun of it, to where everyone would freak out at the same time. And it was so scary. Like, oh.
But the whole symbolism behind everything, right? That they were like showing.
It was a horrible movie, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a fun theater experience. And so what happened was, and so this is bullshit. This movie isn't real. It's just like, somebody made a movie and they made it like the Blair Witch Project. Like, oh, this is found footage.
But they're like blasting.
Okay.
Almost.
And so what happened was I watched it in theaters. And so at the ending, I found out there was different endings. But for the ending that I saw, the woman leans over to the guy, like kind of sniffs him, and then attacks the camera.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously it's CGI. You know what I mean? And so that's how it ends. And it's all quiet at the end. There's no music or anything at the credits. Well, she goes over the guy, last scene, attacks the camera, goes quiet, goes blank. I hear this girl from behind me, and like everyone's quiet, like, and then the girl from behind me is like, that's not real. That's fake. This dumb girl, this dumb chick thought that she had it all figured out. She thought that because she saw the last scene, she was like, this isn't real. Like, she figured it out that this isn't real. Meanwhile, everyone else knows it's not real. They know it's, well, for the most, I don't know, maybe some people did, whatever. We know it's not real. It's not this didn't actually happen. We're just here for the movie. You know what I mean? But yet you think you figured it out to where you're saying it out loud, like, this isn't real. And you think other people are going to be like impressed by your knowledge.
Cynical.
Exactly. This was never real. You think you're smart by pointing that out. You're just showing how dumb you were.
Yeah.
To where, you know,
It was a movie.
You're showing how dumb you are to where you didn't know originally that it was a movie. You think you're pointing out, you know, something different. Okay. Well, that's how it is with like Christian theology. I feel like there's just so many things that people talk about to where like, and let me let me give you an example. Like the book of Jonah isn't an actual story that happened. It's not something that happened. It was written down. It was a story written down by somebody, right? And that person, did they believe that it happened or not? And I think that I think they were using a historical person, Jonah.
Yeah.
I think he comes out in like Kings. They were using a historical person, Jonah, to tell a story about like a parable type story.
Almost like poems back then too, though. Like, you know, you could have used any names, you know, or some, like you said, somebody to represent something.
Almost like what?
Like a poem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you just said parable too. Like, that's almost like, okay, well, you just need a character, and then you need a fable. You need a tale. You need something to give a lesson to people, so that they could understand whatever point you were trying to push. Right?
There is different types of literature. There's different types of books. There's different types of form, like poetry, narrative, parables.
Right.
All of these different, and there's so much more on top of that. Mytho-history. There's so much more. And as Westerners, we don't know that. We just think there's fiction and nonfiction.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so there was, I believe, historically, there was a historical Jonah. Which the author believed historically existed. So that's as far as they go. It doesn't mean he existed or didn't exist.
Right.
He could have existed. He could have not existed. I don't know. But what I'm trying, that's not what I'm claiming. I'm not claiming there was or was not a Jonah. I'm claiming that the author, I believe the author did believe that Jonah existed. Right. However, the story that he wrote, he was not writing it as a narrative of like, oh, I believe this guy Jonah existed and this is what happened to him.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. He was telling a parable using somebody that he believed existed.
Yeah.
And so,
or that people could relate to, or
and you have to go down to the style of writing in which it was written, to where they describe first of all, they describe a bunch of things that happened to where the author could have never known. Like when Jonah went under the water and he was swallowed by a fish and all this stuff, and what he did inside of the fish. Like the author wouldn't know that happened. You know what I mean? Like there's no way he could have known that this, you know. And like there's so much satire in it to where like not only are the people of Nineveh repenting, but the livestock are repenting too. Like there's cows that are like repenting to the Lord. Like it's supposed to sound ridiculous. It's supposed to sound over the top. And there's huge. The same word for huge is used throughout the entire book. He repeats it over and over again. And it's supposed to be an over the top satire, or like, you know, like very, and like Nineveh, they describe Nineveh like it took Jonah like days to walk across. There was no city that took days to walk across in that time. And the author knew that. He was writing to other people in his own time. It's like me saying that I'm so tall, I'm like 50 feet tall. And I write it down in the story. Nobody's going to believe it. If I were to write that story and distribute it, nobody's going to believe I'm actually 50 feet tall. But if I'm saying it in a satirical way, then people understand what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And so that's why like there was a lot of obvious things written in that story to where like people knew what it was. People knew what the story was. And keep in mind, that doesn't mean I don't believe that could have happened, that I don't believe that Jonah could have been, that God could have made somebody swallowed by a fish and they lived in the fish in 3 days. Keep in mind, this is coming from the Christian. This is coming from somebody who believes that there was a God that exists that created the entire universe. Why couldn't he make somebody be able to live in a fish for 3 days? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to follow logic and reasoning, the same essence of God that we talked about earlier, that show that the author was trying to say something in a certain way using a certain literary structure.
Yeah.
And so like Christians have to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
We can't be stupid. We can't just be like, oh, because this is holy, we treat it historically a different way than we treat anything else. You know, it's dumbing down our entire culture. Like, I feel like we're settling for being stupid.
Yeah.
You know, like because we're Christians, we're supposed to be stupid, and that's not right. Exactly. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of like, I don't know. Just tired, JB.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You need a break, dude. You need to like just unwind or something.
Do I sound like I'm
a little? Yeah. Like a good massage or something, or you know, anybody has a jacuzzi or something.
Yeah. Do you know my mom offered to give me their jacuzzi because they don't use it.
Oh shit! Put it back here.
Should I, dude?
Fuck yeah! We'll do a podcast back there.
I just feel like I'm not gonna use it.
It's a lot of maintenance though.
Yeah, that's
and then
why.
you might get animals to get in there.
Exactly, dude. I feel like it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a bitch, but
yeah,
it might be worth it. Go drink out there and shit.
That'd be badass.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
you just gotta take care of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's the problem.
Just think about it.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, that wraps up our Ancestor 10. Do you have anything else to add, JB?
No, you pretty much got it.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. This is the Mickey G channel. Are you sure you don't want to say anything? Anything that sound off or?
What about the?
No, I don't know. Just
no.
Have a good one, y'all.
Have a good weekend. Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
Stay safe.